This week's Torah portion is called Parshas Miketz, and it always falls out on Hanukkah. So I'd like to point out that in this week's Torah portion, we read over and over again about Joseph crying. He cries 8 times in this Parsha. He does not cry when he's thrown into the pit by his brothers. He does not cry when he's sold to the passing traders. He doesn't cry when he's thrown into the dungeons of Egypt or when he's falsely accused of a crime that he did not commit. He cries when he sees his brothers. He cries when he sees his only full brother, Binyamin. He cries when he sees his father again. And he cries when his father dies. And over again, we see him crying in relationship to his family, in relationship to his brothers and his father. These episodes of him crying are accompanied by kisses of love and hugs of closeness. His family, tears of love, tears of compassion and devotion and emotion, tears from his heart. We know that tears are the song of the soul. They are expression of our soul. They are our souls sweating. There's something very deep about where our tears come from. There's a midrash that speaks about water as being sad. The lower waters, when the world was created and God separated the waters, there were higher waters up in the heavens and lower waters down on earth. And the lower waters were upset. They didn't want to be down in this physical world. At the end of the midrash, when the water is complaining about being in the lower world, God says, don't worry. The water will be in the tears that people shed when they are looking for closeness with others, when they're looking for blessing, when they're open-hearted and they are crying out to me, God, then that's where the water will be, that the tears will be the offerings of the people who cry out to me. Maybe Joseph is crying out to God for brotherhood. We read last week about Jacob sending Joseph to go find his brothers. What's he seeking? He's seeking brotherhood. And then throughout this whole episode of this week's Torah portion, he's crying and crying and crying over his brothers, over his family, wanting closeness, yearning for that. That's what his heart is yearning for, is brotherhood and connection. So our cries, our tears heal us, our tears bathe us, our tears bring a cathartic soothing. They bring a mending. Perhaps they expose the self that's hidden deep within. They open the gates of heaven and they allow blessings to descend. May our tears that we shed, sincere, authentic, heartfelt tears, bring about the same, that they help us expose our true selves, that they mend any rifts that may be between us and others, between us and ourselves, between us and God, to bring about a wholeness, that we can achieve the brotherhood that we all aspire for, and we can bring out that light into the darkness that is the message of Hanukkah.